All right, good morning, traders. Today is June 25th, 2024. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate your presence, your subscriptions, your questions, your memberships. Thank you very much. My SPY pivot this morning doesn't remain. It's now moved down to 544.63. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. SPY, Dow, FNGU, and the NASDAQ, QQQ are all in uptrends. IWM remains in a downtrend. It appears it is trying to fight it off right now. SPY made an outside day, closing between the bullish trap and the rising 17 EMA. FNGU, QQQ made lower highs, lower lows, closing between their traps and the 17 EMAs. IWM made a higher high and a higher low, closing between a bearish trap and the falling 17 EMA. Diamond Dow made higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the curling 17 EMA, kind of curling up there. Silver and gold, both in flaky uptrends. Gold made an inside day, closing inside a bullish trap. That's not the reason it's an inside day, but it closed inside the bullish trap and under the 17 EMA. Silver made a lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross under the 17 EMA. USO, GLD both remain in uptrends, both made higher highs, higher lows, closing over their traps and above the 17 EMAs. US dollar index, still in an uptrend, had a pullback, closed near the 105.50 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. Good morning, Chandru. All right, where is it? All right, come on. It is... All right. Give me just a second, folks. It's coming. Let's take a look at the economic numbers while this fires up. Here we go. All right, SPY. All right, so here's SPY. Here's the daily chart of the SPY. And yesterday's price action, outside day, higher high, lower low, closing below the bullish trap but above the rising 17 EMA. 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart, we left off with a 2-hour downtrend. You can see price and the 3 under the 8 and all 3 of them underneath the 17 EMA. That's those red dots. So we're looking for red erases green entries below the pivot. So there's SPY. Take a look at QQQ. On the daily chart, QQQ, lower high, lower low, closing below the trap but above the 17. So between the trap and the rising 17 EMA. FNGU, kind of the same thing, all right? Lower high, lower low, closing between bearish cross and the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over a curling 17 EMA. So there's Diamond Dow fighting off that downtrend. All right, so by the way, FNGU, Diamond Dow, QQQ, SPY, still all in uptrends. Take a look at IWM. So here's IWM, higher low, higher high, closing between, looks like a bullish cross and the falling 17 EMA right there. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2122, we got jerked out of the sell zone straight into the buy zone, and made kind of an equal high up there and then a lower high, and then found ourselves closing out the day in the buyer's chop zone. Still bullish through here. So nice thing is we're up above the midpoint, and we're in the buyer side of the spectrum here. So, but would have been nice to see it kind of grind up, making higher highs and higher lows instead of gapping up and then falling again. So there's T2122, T2123. Price action for T2123. You can see here's the gap up, here's the rip. So started out green, pulled back the VWAP, and then a little more. Failed to make the higher high there. So we'll see if they can get that done this morning, is finish off that higher high that they started with this higher low. We did make a higher high off of this high over here, noticing the high is higher. We did make a higher low right here. Okay, but now what we need is a higher high off of this higher low. Failure to do that, and we're still in a downtrend. But there's T2123. You can see they're trapped underneath this falling 17 EMA, hanging out in quadrant 1 of this move to the upside. Ever since they've had this move to the upside, it's a failure to make a higher high, and now they've come all the way back to retest these lows. You can see we're well underneath the midpoint, well underneath the upper third. We're almost inside the lower third and inside quadrant 1. Still haven't made any higher highs yet on the 15-minute chart, other than this one that we started out with yesterday, making a higher high over that peak right there. But all in all, not much bullish action here on T2123. And the 3 bar is going to show us pretty much the same thing. Again, stuck in quadrant 1, underneath the midpoint, underneath the falling 17 EMA. Also underneath a 200 period moving average. That's the simple 200 SMA. Again, you see us melting all the way through that. We didn't even get a V bounce. We didn't even get a U bounce, where a price comes in and kind of consolidates on top and then moves back up. So we didn't get the V bounce or the U bounce. We just melted right through this rising 200 SMA. Let's take a look at FNGU. The gray area, that's the pre-market, post-market. You can see FNGU red from beginning to end. Didn't even get a U-bottom bounce off of the FNGU on this rising 200 or a V-bottom. So be curious today. This would be the spike candle. They get one more free-floating candle below the 200 SMA, and that will be considered the rubber band candle. Breaking that, and it's kind of like look out below. So there's FNGU. Let's take a look at silver and gold. They're both in flaky uptrends. What did I do? All right, here we go. I say they're flaky uptrends because we made the higher high and we only beat out this high right here. If we'd have beaten out that one, it would not have been a flaky uptrend, but we only beat out the spike right there. Price action for yesterday looks like a lower high, lower low. Closing below bearish cross under the 17 EMA. There's silver in the flaky uptrend, but kind of still trapped underneath this down trend line you can see right there. Gold, same thing. Got the flaky uptrend. Why? Because we made a higher high than this one right here. All right, so if they'd have taken out this one, it would have been like a bona fide uptrend. But I can say it's just a flaky one. And then following day, they had bearish engulfing. So yesterday's price action inside day. So with lower high, higher low, closing inside. Bullish trap, but underneath the 17 EMA. So there's gold. Let's take a look at, excuse me, USO USO having a higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap over the 17 EMA. USO and UNG both in uptrends. UNG a higher low, higher high, closing over the bearish trap over the 17 EMA. So UNG, USO both in uptrends. UNG seems to be consolidating through here. Same with USO. Not consolidating yet, just kind of like moving up. Hopefully it's found support up here at 70, 78 area right through there. Take a look at a few sectors. SMH still in an uptrend till it breaks this low. All right, SMH pulling back. XLK, these are the leaders of the last rally. Again, pulling back, still in an uptrend till it breaks this low, or unless it sets a lower high and then creates a lower low. So XLK and SMH still both in uptrends. XLF did a great job yesterday. Breaking this high puts it in an uptrend. Price action for XLF, higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So XLF is now in an uptrend. Be nice to see the small caps and the mid caps get in an uptrend. I think we could have a pretty decent rally. Let's take a look at IYT. Transports, this is today's candle, pretty sure, yes. All right, here's yesterday's candle. We have to break this high. I don't know if that's what's coming today, this move up. But until we break this high right here on this cross right here, right up there, until we break that high, we're in a downtrend. All right, so IYT still remains in a downtrend, but nice candle yesterday, higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap and over the 17 EMA, but still remains in a downtrend. Now, if this is today's candle, we could see this. That would put it in an uptrend if they can produce a candle up here over that peak. That would break the downtrend and put this in an uptrend. That would be nice to see. Then we would have, we would have semiconductors in an uptrend, and we have financials in an uptrend. And this could really turn things around if the transports now enter an uptrend. The only one left after that would be small caps and mid caps, because it looks like the mega big caps, FNGU, going through some profit taking in the past 3 days. So let's take a look at our economic calendars. Sorry about that. All right, economic calendar. Let me just say this. Okay, main event is Thursday, GDP at 8:30. All right, today we have Case-Shiller Home Price Index at 9 p.m. Chicago Fed Natural Activity Index, 8:30. Got a Fed speaker. FHFA House Price Index, 9 a.m. this morning. Consumer Confidence, 10 a.m. this morning. And then tomorrow, light day, leading right into GDP. Now, recently, they've been getting all jacked up before these main events. All right, they kind of like somehow miraculously the market seems to recover going into these main events. So I don't know whether we're going to recover this pullback that we just went through. We've had a 3-day pullback. We'll see if we're going to recover this going into GDP, and they kind of set us up right up underneath the highs. So we'll see what happens. I'm just saying I'm not going to be surprised if I see some bullish action today. Again, my SPY pivot is 544.63. We'll see what happens, okay? So tomorrow we have new home sales at 10 and a petroleum report at 10:30. Light day tomorrow. Really a light day today. Again, the main event is GDP on Thursday. For earnings, let's see what Max Payne says if they got it. Okay, max pain for today is 545. So that's kind of indicating a move up. Put to call ratio, almost one put to every call. A little more than one put to every call. And that's for the options that expire today. Earnings calendar. Tuesday, FedEx is going to report tonight, $62 billion. And Carnival Corp is also going to report. They're going to report this morning. So we'll see how they turn out. Again, these are nice sized companies, mid caps, but they're not going to really move the market a whole lot. FedEx would be a leader in its sector. It could move that sector. That would be the transportation. We'll see what happens. Wednesday, and that could be why no, they don't report till tonight. So I was thinking that's why we got that spike up in IYT. Wednesday, Micron Technology, 153 billion. They're going to report after the close. All right. Don't forget Thursday. That will be in the morning. Is GDP at 8:30. All right. Paychecks, 45 billion. They're going to report in the morning on Wednesday. General Mills, 38 billion. They're going to report in the morning Wednesday. Okay, so and then Thursday we've got Nike, 140 billion, 146 billion. They're going to report after the close. So remember, GDP is Thursday morning. So Thursday after the close, Nike's going to report. And the McCormick Company, 18 billion. I don't know if that's spices or some other thing, but they got two McCormicks here. And they add up to be about 36 billion, maybe 37 billion between the two of them. You can see right there, again, Nike, big placeholder in the retail industry, but, evidently not as big as Amazon. So there's Thursday and Friday. Who do we got? Coca-Cola's going to try to find their P&L. They've been pushing it off now for a couple weeks. Not sure what's going on there, but eventually they'll find it and report it. Monday, again, all companies, nothing really big to market that's going to move the market, but, probably some familiar names in there. All right, so that's it for earnings calendar. Main event Thursday, 8:30. Max pain 545. Kind of indicates a possible move higher if that's what they choose to do so. And the U.S. dollar, you can see we had this pullback yesterday. Even with the pullback, the market dipped a little bit. Now we are gapping up this morning, so we'll see what happens. And you can see here's the dollar moving back up. Dollar is in an uptrend. We need a weak dollar. Here's the dollar bouncing off of 200 SMA right through here, running off to make higher highs. All right, a weak dollar would be great for the market because it makes the conversion rate a little bit less expensive to foreign countries. And so it makes our products and services a little more competitive against some of the other nations that are vying for business in the global stage. All right, so there we go there for U.S. dollar index moving back up after that move down yesterday. So we'll see what happens there. So I'm going to take questions in the room. If there's no questions, I'm going to render my video. If you're not making enough to cover your monthly subscription, please get with me so we can change that. There should be absolutely no reason why anyone is not making enough to cover their monthly subscription in this market.